For over a decade, one group has built a family of some of Denton's favorite bars, growing from a single spot just off the square into 4 sister bars known today as East Oak Dangelines. Today on If You Didn't Know, I'm sitting down with the group behind it all, John Williams, Desmond Moore, and Patrick Blancas. Denton's got it all: the food, the music, the art, and of course the people. And behind every corner, there's a story worth sharing. And that's what this podcast is all about. Denton's best, one conversation at a time. I'm Brad, and this is If You Didn't Know, Now You Know. Welcome back to another episode of If You Didn't Know. Excited to have a big group. This is the largest crowd I've had in the room, guys. Thanks for being here, John, Desmond, Patrick. Really excited to visit with you today.
Yeah, glad we could be here.
You bet. Well, John, you wanted all the spotlight, right? You want us to just shine it all bright on you?
No, not so much. Luckily, didn't have 12 people in here.
Yeah. Well, no, John was very gracious in being willing to join, but certainly wanted Desmond and Patrick to join as well. And I know you guys are a huge part of what's been built down there. So we're going to dive into all that. Want to get to know each of you just a little bit better and just talk about what you love about Denton, why it's working for you. So maybe we start there. I mean, John, you and I kind of known each other for decades, but really more your brother Paul and I went to school together in Krum until y'all moved to Denton. But you've been in Denton really a long time. Yeah,
I spent the first 8 years of my life down in a little town called Ponder, Texas, which is just right outside of Krum and Denton. Yeah. Then we moved out to Krum for I think 2-3 years when I was 8, and that's where you kind of met Paul, and that's where I played basketball with your little brother Booger.
Booger.
Him and Danny Knight and Tyler Jones. We had a little dominating squad back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I moved to Denton back in I think it was 90 or 91. Moved here, went to school here, went to Ryan High School, finished that, and then I went on to UNT.
Yeah.
And just hadn't got out. Just stuck in Denton, but I'm kind of happy to be here.
And you did their entrepreneurship program?
I did, yeah.
Is that right?
Entrepreneurship and strategic management with a minor in hotel restaurant.
Man,
kind of using my degree a little bit.
Actually using your degree,
sure.
It's rare.
I've got a master's in journalism from UNT, and I don't really use that so much. Well, I guess maybe a little bit, but yeah.
I'm kind of doing it now, right?
A little bit, yeah. It kind of falls under that umbrella, doesn't it? But I think we're all UNT grads here. Is that right? You guys both went to UNT as well, but not from Denton originally?
No, I'm actually from Rowlett, but I went to Rockwell High School.
Okay.
So I came to Denton here in 2008.
Okay. For UNT?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got my degree in accounting, and then I went back for my master's in business administration with a focus in accounting.
Dang, no wonder y'all are running such a good shop over there. Very cool. Okay, what about you, Patrick?
Born in El Paso, Texas. Lived there until I was 19. Moved to Denton. Went to UNT, graduated alum, business and marketing.
Yeah, so. Excellent. Yeah, man, this is all good stuff. Well, I said at the beginning, like, if you don't know these guys, well, most people probably do. They certainly know what y'all have built, and I'm sure if you've ever been to Denton, you've been to one of your bars or facilities over there. So I don't know that we need to teach a lot of people about you guys, but anyway, yeah, I think pulling back the curtain a little bit and knowing a little bit more about your upbringing, why you decided this business, and some of it may have just been a little bit of coincidence, but yeah, how'd you kind of get into the bar business?
How did I get into the bar business? I would probably blame that on my brother, Paul Williams, but I've always kind of followed in his footsteps. Wherever he worked, I kind of followed behind and try to do it a little bit better or the same as him. But back in 98, 99, he bartended on Fry Street, and then he started bartending at Rock and R, which was downtown. Mm-hmm. And then when I turned 17, I got a job there, bar back in. It was bought out by actually Lucky Lou's, people that own Lucky Lou's and Rip Rocks. They owned it for a couple of years, and that's kind of where I got the start of where I wanted to be. It's like I want to be in a bar. I want to run a bar. This is my passion. This is what I want to do. I think I was 18, 19 years old. So when it closed down, 99, Paul went to Lucky Lou's. I went to Cool Beans, bar backed, worked the kitchen there for a couple of years. And then when I turned 21, Lucky Lou's across the street, which was kind of the number one bar in town, or one of the top bars in town, they were losing their manager. And I went up to Lou Delaney and I said, hey, I heard you're looking for a new manager. I'd like to put an application in for that job. He goes, well, I think I've already found somebody. I was like, well, I can do it and I can make you a lot of money. So if you choose me, I think it'll be a wiser choice for you. And
Yeah.
a couple of days later, he called me, and I was 22. Still had a couple of years in college left, and got the job there and spent about 10, 12 years there, kind of learning all the
Yeah.
ins and outs. And then, I started kind of looking for my own place when I was 27. We went up to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We went to a couple other cities around here. Luckily, none of them panned out. We almost actually bought the tavern back in the day too. I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. I feel at home down on the square.
Yeah.
It feels at home. The weird thing about it is, I guess, growing up and being in college too, I didn't spend a lot of time going out at the square.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole
No,
lot
there wasn't
to
as
do.
much going on, yeah.
You had Sweetwater, you had Loophole, you had Dan's, and I think that was about it.
Yeah.
And then Dan made the move from next to Sweetwater down to Industrial.
Right.
And that kind of opened up the whole kind of corridor of the east side.
Got people thinking, okay, maybe there's some.
There was nothing going on that side of town.
Right.
What you have, you had a bunch of car
Yeah.
places and feed
None of
stores,
those restaurants,
Nothing,
yeah.
no restaurants, nothing at all. So I think that vision that he had back in the day to open up Dan's down there kind of created for us an opportunity. And then we just kind of started looking for the right place. And I spent a little time down in Austin at Luster Pearl. Love that place, old house, ping pong, backyard. And that's where I got the kind of ideals, like I want to open up a house bar in Denton. So just driving around, like looking at locations. And I had like 4 or 5 in mind. The one at Oak Street Drafthouse was one in mind, but it wasn't for lease, for sale, until kind of driving by one day and saw a sign, called it. Signed the lease a few days later. We had some friends that we moved in that worked for us at Lucky Lou's to kind of give me some time to figure out some city stuff, because there was a lot of stuff trying to figure out how to convert it into a bar. And that's kind of how it all happened.
Well, so I want to peel that back a little bit, and we're going to come back to you guys here in a second.
Yeah,
But
no worries.
I mean that
Sorry.
that Oak no, that
Let's go
Oak
back to
Street, yeah, it is. It's really interesting. And so the Oak Street. I mean, were you looking for a house? Is that
Yeah, it was
based on what you'd seen in
wanted-
Austin?
wanted a
Like, this
house
is kind of
bar,
what I wanted to do. Yeah, okay, because I know that was the first, and the East Side was behind it. It was a
Right.
different concept, or at least set up right.
I can get to that in a little bit too.
Yeah. Okay. So one of you joined him pretty much day one, right? Is that? Am I thinking about that right? At
yeah,
Oak Street,
yeah.
Desmond, you joined kind of day one.
Yeah.
at Oak Street.
I had been going to Lou's a lot and knew John was opening a bar, and I'm pretty sure I was incredibly annoying at the time.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
Anytime I would see him, I was like, "Hey, I know you're opening a bar, and for a bar, you need employees."
So you weren't working at Lou's.
No.
You were just a customer and knew John, gotten to know him, and said, if you do something, I want to come.
Yeah, I was actually working at Macy's at the time.
Okay.
Just on the loading dock, so pretty much solitary work.
Yeah.
Headphone in all the time, show up for 8 hours, get paid, go home.
Right.
But I had actually picked up a job a summer earlier at Buffalo Wild Wings, and that was my first introduction in the service industry.
Yeah.
But I was cashier and like host, so I was just kind of on the front lines. But I got to experience that initial like camaraderie with servers and working with people and stuff like that.
Right.
I really loved it. So
Yeah. Cool.
kind of just bothered John for, I don't know, probably months. Started on the door and then kind of worked my way through bar back and bartending, and here we are.
So where are we now? Are you the general manager of that
Yeah,
location?
I'm the GM of Miss Angeline's.
Of Miss
But yeah, I
Angeline's.
was
Okay.
at Oak Street until 2019 when Angeline's opened.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, that's a great little success story. Kind of how to get into it and just muscle your way into a position, right?
A
That's
little
pretty
bit.
cool.
Muscle earned. A little bit
No,
of both.
you definitely earned it. I mean, the initial position
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
muscled in, but
wasn't
you
a lot-
earned it.
It wasn't a lot of thought.
It was a lot of hard work, but also like it was always fun, so it made it pretty easy.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, Patrick, when did you get involved, and where did you kind of come on the scene?
I've worked with John at Lucky Lou's. Started there in
0506, right?
0506. The Mavericks were on a playoff run.
Yeah, the first.
And there was another. I'd bothered Lou quite a bit. I currently had a job. I was bartending at Outback here in town, and Lou preferred to hire or bring somebody on that actually needed the help and didn't have a job. Zero income. It's like, well, you already have a job. You've got money coming on. I would like to help other people that don't actually have money. And I would bother them. I would hound them. I would walk through that parking lot coming to and from class. And one of the days I was going through that parking lot, one of their key employees, a guy named Shep, hurt his back. And I saw Lou, and he kind of saw me. He said, "I need you in tonight. Can you make it?" And that was kind of end of Outback for me. And I started that night, and it was during a Maverick playoff run, either second or third round.
Yeah.
And it was great. Everything worked out well.
That's cool.
Really, really enjoyed it. Loved the business, learned it, met a ton of really, really good people. Kind of got introduced to a lot of the great culture here in Denton.
Yeah.
Finished up at UNT. John had opened Drafthouse in 2012. There's a property up the street, up Oak, a little bit closer to the square. And he snatched that up, put a lease down before someone else was able to come in and open a business. And 2013,
was it another bar, or what was that other business?
It was a 5-star commercial they sold.
That's what was 5-star. I mean, that's what was there. But was the new group? Was there another group looking at it at the same time?
So, from what I remember, that it's been, 13 years. From what I remember, I want to say I called Alex Payne.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, what's this building all about? And he's like, hey, this out-of-town business wants to open up a craft beer place here.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? So I hung up on him, thought about it for hours, like, hey,
we got to do something.
I want to do something there. I want to sign a lease ASAP. And he's like, you're going to open up a place 500 feet from the other place? I was like, yeah, I'd rather compete with ourselves than try to compete with somebody else coming from out of town and maybe take business from us. So that's kind of how that came apart. That came down and the pipe. And then...
and that one opened in what year then?
We opened that,
2013.
Yeah.
It was like a year and a half after Oak Street.
Okay.
And how that kind of came down was, like I said, Patrick and I worked together at Lou's from 2005 to 2012. He was also my roommate. We lived over on Emory. I think we lived together over there for 5-6 years, something like that. And then I kind of asked him, say, hey, you have any interest in doing something with this? And then he thought about it for a little bit, and he's like, let's do it. And,
okay. Yeah.
And that's kind of where my biggest focus is the people. Like, if didn't have these two guys, or didn't have a Craig Ross or a Jeremy Dean or a Brian Stoltz, or a Kenny and Scott or a Torrey, or a lot of those guys, those folks have the most. I mean,
they're the ones really running and making a difference there.
They make my life easy, so I don't have to concentrate as much on every little detail, and can focus on the bigger picture. And that's and these guys do their job, and they do it great. Yeah, and that's picking the right team is kind of where that's key. Absolutely, especially if you want to expand. And a lot of food and beverage places, they get in, they hire their GM, they hire assistant manager, and most of the time you'll see them, they're gone in a year or two, and somebody has to replace them. What we do, we structured ours a little different, where looks like Desmond started with us at the beginning, and he's gone up, and now he's moved on to his own place and stuff like that. But also, they get a little piece of the pie, each one. Yeah. So they have 2, 3, 4, 5% here and there. Yeah. And then hopefully that can bring money in to them as well. Right. But just picking those right people, that's gonna. And
it sounds like at least for both these guys and probably others, where they had been around you, you've been working with them for years. You kind of knew what they were all about before you just hire them off the street, right, so to speak. Yeah.
I mean, Desmond was kind of like that, but he had
you'd at least kind of gotten to know him. No, I mean, for both of you guys, that's a really cool story how you got in and just kind of pestering, John, for you and Lou for you, where it's like, give me a shot, you know, and when you got the call to the big leagues, you stepped right into it and made the most of it, right, Patrick? So that's awesome.
It's funny because there's a couple of those employees that we have now where it's like, can you work tonight?
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's your job.
Yeah. It's like, this
That's
is
a
your
good job in
shot.
the service industry for sure.
Yeah.
Be there right time.
This is your shot.
So yeah, it's a it's I don't know if you want to call it a kind of just a very fortunate happening in what was going on, but Drafthouse opened in 2012, and then Eastside a year and a half later. But that was around the time of craft beer industry boom.
Yeah.
And again, John was saying, why would you want to open another place down the street from a place you're already going? Obviously, you wouldn't want to do that on simple principle terms of cannibalizing yourself.
Right.
But having those distinct different features and concepts are what has kind of helped these bars thrive as well. And obviously the expansion of Denton as well with the growth and, all the surrounding areas and towns keep growing with your Krum, your Sanger, your Ponder, your Argyle, your Aubrey, your Justin, your Oak Point. As these smaller areas tend to grow, a lot of folks are looking for entertainment, things to do, places to go. With this particular east expansion in Denton, providing these unique places for people to go for entertainment, have drinks, and be with friends has been just extremely crucial.
Yeah.
And really, really good.
And I mean, you mentioned on Dan, when Dan went down to industrial and just kind of that started, probably ignited that little shift of people thinking east of the square or even downtown in some ways. Because when y'all really started, I mean, everything was really Fry Street, focused. And so you kind of, brought it over here and helped. And now it's like, gosh, everything seems to be over there, right? So.
Yeah, I think you had, at that time, 4 of the top 5 bars in town were on Fry Street. That was kind of booming down there. And then it's kind of shifted down to the square area now.
Well, like you said earlier, I didn't come to the square very often until Oak Street opened either.
Right. Yeah.
So I've been here for 4 years.
Yeah.
It's
like I've been for dinner and stuff at Loophole, but that was about it. Like I didn't really come to hang out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Come down to Sweetwater for the 2-ounce whiskey and tequila shots, and to see Yogi and all those that crew over there because they were always good, and then come to see a show at Dan's every once in a while, or Andy's, and then yeah, I mean it wasn't what it was. It's just a lot more to do around town now, downtown now.
That the expansion alone in Denton was ready to happen, and by offering that variety has been extremely beneficial.
Yeah. Well, I want to get into a couple, Miss Angeline's. We'll talk about that, and then Dan's a little bit more. But before I get there, I mean, you've started kind of competing with yourself, so to speak, in that first one, moving up to East Side. But now you've got a lot of competition, and maybe you kind of paved the way in a way, it's like you've shown, the market that this can work over here, and so now you've got a lot of competition. How's that work out?
Well, a lot of times we don't view it as competition.
I like that.
As more and different concepts open close by, it brings more people to the area.
Yeah.
The growth of the other smaller towns, other folks around the area just looking for entertainment and things to do brings people to the square, east side of the square. So if another business similar wants to open up close by, we welcome it.
Yeah.
And that all in itself will just bring more people out to the area.
I love that perspective.
Ultimately, each spot is going to have its own vibe. So like when Eastside opened from Oak Street, like it's a totally different experience.
Yeah.
Like Oak Street's more casual. Eastside, you have more like that. I don't want to call it a sports bar, but there's plenty of TVs there. If you want to watch something, then you've got things to watch.
Like that, yeah.
But I mean, now like some of the events that our bigger events, we partner with all the places on the square, so it just kind of helps out to uplift everybody.
Yeah.
So.
Everything lifts up, and we've got more stuff coming, right?
Yeah,
like you say, it's just, I feel the same way. I love to hear that you say that, Patrick, because it's, and being in real estate and focusing a lot of my time in downtown in particular, I think the more entertainment options we have just brings more people, and so it's going to feed on itself and just bring
the community involvement is also huge, and what we've done and accomplished out here, working with different organizations and giving back, and the community involvement's been really big.
Yeah, and y'all have been huge on that. I've got a note about that, but I mean, some of the things that you're involved in and giving back and ways you're giving back, and want to touch on that because that not only is it special that y'all done that, but I think at least in Denton, that's how you.
It's extremely
It's part of your success, right? Yeah,
It's very, very important.
That's awesome. Well, let's jump over to Miss Angeline. So when did that? I mean, it's like again, you're gonna cannibalize yourself literally right next door here. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's. I guess kind of a funny story. We all used to live in that house.
Y'all lived there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
I didn't realize that.
They were there for longer than I was. But yeah,
This is while y'all were running these other two. You already had these other two, or before
So we
that?
opened up East Side, and there was like a thrift store or something in there, and she closed down to move up north, something like that, and we got the lease on it,
What was it called? Boyd and Sons Vintage?
something like that. And that's when Patrick and I moved in there. I know eventually we wanted to do something with it. We had no idea of what or how or
Wasn't the time,
but,
yeah.
but just having the space,
Having control of it.
so somebody else doesn't pop
Yeah.
up a bar next to us. So
Yeah.
we could compete with ourselves again. That's kind of how that went down. Then Desmond moved in
Yeah.
while he was at Oak Street and we were running East Side, and then kind of just figured it out one day, like, hey, let's try this.
You kind of knew because I still remember specifically. I think it was an April Fool's Day. Like I'm just up in my room and he sends me this article about a pie shop opening up in Denton in a house.
Yeah.
He's like, it's our house. I was like, what?
What?
That's like Emporium pies or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a joke. Yeah.
But I was like, I think I'd only been there for a few months, and I was like, I gotta move again.
yeah. You were more worried about where you're gonna live than what
I was
business
more worried
gonna
about
be.
that.
Yeah.
And he had mentioned before that it was gonna turn into something, but I was like, dang, I didn't know it was gonna be that close.
yeah, that soon. Yeah, right next
Well, yeah, he
door.
got me pretty good with that one. But yeah, I had moved. John and Amanda moved out. I moved out probably a year after that, and then Pete moved out, and the house was essentially like bartenders would live there for a while.
Yeah.
Before we pulled the trigger on it and changed it into Miss Angeline's, and we did demo in 8 months or so.
I think so, 7 or 8 months.
That's cool. And
So,
that
yeah,
one's
it was
got a
still-
little different. I mean, almost a little more.
It's
different
more
flair.
cocktail
Little
oriented.
cocktail, yeah.
Yeah, we leave the craft beer to East Side and Oak Street, so we also offer craft beer, but it's a smaller amount.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we've been going since September 2019. Naturally, we made it through COVID. Fortunately, not naturally on that one.
6 months in, is what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was tough times, but we got through that, and then we've been chugging along ever since.
Yeah.
The story behind the name for Miss
Yeah,
Angeline
where'd that
is
come from?
pretty unique in itself as well. I'd probably
Where'd that come from?
I can give you the simplified version, but it was a bartender that was on the square during Prohibition. Instead of offering you alcohol, she would sell you peanuts, and you would get a shot of whiskey with it.
I see. Okay.
There was some Northerners that were trying to run her out of town from stopping to sell whiskey, so she stopped selling whiskey and started selling peanuts for 10 cents, and you get a free shot of whiskey with it. And that's the barmaid, Miss Angeline. That's where.
She's a real legend in Denton in the bar.
That's
Denton
what Sean
varsity.
Treat says. Well,
Yeah. Hey, if Sean
We took
Treat
it and ran
says
with
it,
it, so-
yeah,
Right.
if Sean says it, we got to believe it
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I think it's probably right. That's
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool story.
But yeah, Angeline's is essentially like the in between of what Oak Street and East Side are. So we offer a lot of mocktails, wine, more of the cocktail scene. So
Is that? I mean, probably growing in your revenue stream as the mocktails and kind of other non-alcoholic beverages, right? I mean, seems to be just a little bit of a shift on alcohol consumption.
yeah, RTDs and cocktails are kind of the growing industry right now with a little bit of tequila, and you got a little bit of your THC cocktails and your mocktails that are kind of showing a forefront runner. Craft beer is still out there. Craft beer is still selling. It's just you can't, if you put all your eggs in one basket and focus on that, then
Right.
it's gonna be a tough business right now.
Yeah.
The unique variety of options available has been extremely important in the success and growth of Angeline's.
For sure. Well, so yeah, let's go back to that COVID thing because it wasn't long after. Yeah, let's not go back literally to that. But no, not long after opening, COVID hits, and you guys obviously, like everybody, you kind of shut down. But I think what y'all did to kind of pivot or at least try and help some of your crew at that time was really cool. So tell us that story.
I'll get into a couple pieces of that, but I mean, I would say this: if Miss Angeline's was a standalone bar by itself and without a support of East Side or Oak Street, it probably would have closed down.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, just because we were in the window of we didn't get any kind of support being closed down because we were too
we just
new.
opened.
Yeah.
So that
you hadn't proven the
you didn't have
revenue
sales
sell it.
to do it. I think we shut down for over 6 months. luckily, we were able to fight through it, figure it out, and get open on the other side and stay continued success. But one of the biggest things that made us so successful coming out of COVID was we kept 99% of our staff. And the way we did that is that a lot of places took off and didn't do nothing for 5 months.
Right.
We did the totally opposite thing. Especially me at first, I was like, I can't sit around and do nothing.
Right.
For however long this is going to be. We're going into it, I thought it was going to be 3 or 4 weeks. Obviously, that was not right. So what we did was about a weekend. I had a lawnmower business when I was a kid.
Right.
I know how easy that is to kind of pick up, and most people can push a
Mow,
lawnmower. Saying there's some that didn't make it very long. But.
There's a few that didn't quite make it.
So we went out to a pawn shop and just got 4 or 5 mowers, some weed eaters, and some other stuff. A bunch of our customers dropped off stuff.
Yeah.
Inside of Eastside smelled like gas
for
about 7 months even after we opened.
And oil.
But we had, I think, week 1 or week 2, we had, I think, over 100 yards. Just the amount of stuff that we did to give back to the community was giving back to us, which was awesome. So we were able to get people paid, and we were also still paying them salary or some kind of monetary for. I want to say we did that for 3 or 4 months. Going in, we opened back up and then closed back down, and we had to kind of figure some other stuff out. But so we were able to pay our folks. We were able to find work for them, keep them busy. Summer hit, and a couple people fell off because it got a little hot. But that was the main thing that after we got out of COVID, and I don't know if you remember going to restaurants and bars after COVID.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that weren't there that was before.
Didn't come back,
So training was difficult. Hiring new people was difficult. Finding new people was difficult because a lot of people were staying on the government support because they could make a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
Most of our people didn't do that, and we were able to retain that staff, and we didn't have to retrain. We didn't have to go through hoops. We have the same faces coming back, so that made coming back so much easier and made us so much more successful. Taking care of our folks.
Love it. I mean, you guys just adapted. I mean, and I think being able to kind of saying we're gonna pay our people, we're gonna keep them, and try and figure out some creative way to do that.
And then we spread
kudos to you guys.
Spread a little love throughout the community. I think we had Golke and Strip Matter, a couple other places donate money to us, and instead of just donating the money and kind of splitting it up, we took that money and went to our friends over at Sweetwater, went to friends over at Chestnut Tree, and a few other places. And we opened, hey, I want to open tap for my staff. They can come over and get a meal. So we used that money to feed the staff. And then 1 week it was good, but it was a nightmare story. But we one of our guys, Patrick, his wife worked for Cisco, and we had her do a big order, like grocery order, and we had a couple people had to split it all up, and then
that was a
people,
day.
Yeah. People come get meat, eggs, bread, sandwich meat. Just I mean, I think enough to get you a couple weeks because it was going to last a couple weeks, and then it didn't last a couple weeks.
It didn't.
Didn't know what was going to happen after that.
So I mean, I would say my busiest time of my life might have been those 5 months.
Yeah.
Just dealing with government stuff and 3 bars and 60 people, and trying to put focus on taking care of them and not taking care of myself. So
yeah, man, kudos to you guys because I remember I think having a small business ourselves. Like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna pay people? All that, and so like leaning into it, just figuring out like we're gonna make it happen. So,
and like John had said, like the community definitely helped us out quite a bit because I mean, you could start a lawn mowing business, but it's COVID. People are kind of doing their own thing anyway, so they could do their own yard, but they were always repeat customers, and they would always like tip us very well, and it was kind of nice. And there was also like I went to work for Total Wine because they were like, hey, we're gonna need extra hands on staff and stuff like that. And then a few people went to Fisher, so it was there was a lot of hands that were like reaching out to help us out.
That's
and that
awesome.
was kind of nice.
Very cool.
I was gonna say something very similar to what Desmond said. At first with the yard tending, majority of our clients were our long-term bar regulars and,
Right.
and customers, and established relations that we had already built up,
Mm-hmm.
and needed the help, wanted the help, and stay actively involved with us and help as well. So
Yeah.
without that community involvement,
I mean,
we coulda got
y'all
to it.
probably already kind of knew it before COVID, but I mean, what did that show you about the way this town works?
Just helping out and getting help back. Just it really in itself with that community goes to show that it can be extremely beneficial working with the community and getting back as well.
Yeah.
We sold a ton of shirts, and Men and I drove around delivering shirts for a few weeks, and then everybody else kind of started helping, and then it was. I mean, I don't know how many shirts we sold, but it had to be upwards of 500, 600, 700, 800. But we used that money to help pay staff and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
Wow.
early on to masks.
Yeah.
I know we
did.
our shirt company as well was able to provide the masks, because I know that was extremely difficult to find.
Right.
And to leave your house or go anywhere, anyone needed a mask,
Needed a
and
mask,
you couldn't
yeah.
order them, you couldn't go, you couldn't buy them anywhere. So,
Yeah.
with the help of our t-shirt printing group as well, we were able to sell masks as well,
Yeah.
and that was huge.
That's cool. Well, we get through all that, get through COVID, and when did the dance thing become an opportunity? How did that play
2020,
out?
right?
Right
Shortly,
then? Yeah.
Like
what
at the
was that?
end?
It might have been the end or the beginning with 21. It's so Dan's always. I've known Dan since probably I was 9 years old. I used to play baseball with his son, little Danny.
Okay.
So we've known each other. He's known my dad. He's real close to my uncle that passed away a few years back. But so we've always known each other, known each other's family, and he's not only with me, but he's like, hey, I heard, or not just anybody. Like, you wanna buy a bar, and just joking around.
Right.
But then I think they kind of got serious and kind of wanted to find somebody to help them with
Yeah.
that. Just the venture and trying to figure out how to keep Dan's around, because that was kind of our focus. It's like, if he's interested in selling it, then if somebody else gets it, and
What are they gonna do with it?
if Dan's is not a part of this landscape anymore, it'd be kind of weird, because
Yeah.
like I said, I've been going there since 17. Sorry, Dan. But, back when
You
I was,
weren't drinking, though.
right?
Yeah.
No, not at all. Seeing shows there, and it's just one of those staples of Denton that you don't want to lose, especially the way music venues are closing down left and right now. You
Yeah.
don't want to lose something special like that. So we
For sure.
figured out a kind of a deal where Dan could still keep around. He's still getting paid. He still goes in there and kind of does his thing. He just doesn't have as much stress as he wants to, and he gets to go down south and enjoy his little piece of heaven down in Terlingua every once in a while. So
Yeah.
hopefully he's
Sweet.
happy. Hopefully Marcus and Chris, I've known those guys for a while. Hopefully they're happy to see that Dan's still alive and still running. So.
I think they are, and I know the community is for sure. So good work on that, guys. I mean, that yeah, I think everybody was a little bit like, well, how's this going to change, or what's it? But
Right.
I mean, man, it just feels like Dan's.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't change a whole lot. We kind of put some more focus onto the bar and
Expanded the sound booth.
sound booth, stuff like that. And do a few upgrades, but it's Dan Silverleaf, and it always will be, hopefully.
Yeah, that was kind of the goal, was not to change it up, since it's already got its own clientele, and
Right.
you don't want to reach in and take what they already like and put in your own spin. It's like, just improve what we can.
Yeah. Well, as we kind of start wrapping up, we've talked kind of what you've done. I know you've got a deal going to Lewisville now, and probably looking at others, or what do you?
Not right now.
Pretty happy with what you got going.
Yeah,
right
we
now?
got there's a lot of stuff on everybody's plate right now, so we're trying to just put a little focus on family and focus on just what the next 5-10 years landscape looks like for what we do have, and kind of be blessed that we're still in business, and kind of hopefully concentrate on family.
Well, I don't think you're just saying that, because I've called you numerous times and be like, hey, what about this or that? I've got this property that I'm selling or need a lease. Y'all want to do something? It's like, well, we're pretty happy with what we got.
I always take a look.
Yeah.
And like I said, we opened that place up in Lewisville.
Yeah.
And that was a I'm not really interested. And it was
City
a
really came hard at you, right?
Yes, it's a city property, so they reach out to us and like, hey, come down and look at it. And it took a few, probably about a year and a half for me to all right, I'll come down and look at it. Went down and looked at it, and then about 5 minutes, oh god, here we go. It just one of those things when you put your eyes on a property, or in my
Yeah.
my visual stuff, I just kind of
You
see
see what it's going to
see
be.
what it could be, and, then,
Yep.
and that's kind of all she wrote after that.
Well, and not
Potential.
to knock Lewisville in any way, but having done that now, what does it make you appreciate about Denton even more, maybe? Or maybe you're like, I want to get out of here. You want to get out?
No comment. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I would say I never really had a issue in the building process with Denton. I mean, I did have my first project somehow lined up to where my father-in-law was this inspector, but he was probably the toughest inspector I've had
Oh my gosh.
in
Didn't know
my
that.
I guess now 6 properties that I've
Yeah.
GC'd and done. The benefit of Lewisville, I guess, was that the city owned it. The city wanted us there, and they bent over backwards to make sure that we
Yeah.
got open on time and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But Denton, I've never really had an issue with building, or I think that, I mean, I've always said that don't be disrespectful to your inspector or any city official, because that can,
It's going to come back.
I mean,
on
it's
you,
gonna come back and haunt you, and just I mean, that's how it goes in life too. Just being nice and being respectful to everybody that you come across.
have
'Cause
that
you
good
never know who you're
relationship.
gonna talk to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Establish that good relationship.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit different clientele. I mean, at least with the schools here,
Yeah,
probably
100%.
a little bit different.
A little bit older.
Yeah.
I would say the culture in itself would probably be one of the biggest differences. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
with Denton having the 2 schools here,
Yeah.
and just the culture in itself is different.
Yeah, there's not like a lot of just like bar spots in
Right.
downtown Lewisville,
Right.
so it's usually restaurants that have a bar in it, and that's
Yeah.
where people would hang out. So it's just a different concept to them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them to experience that and see that, hey, we can just go out and have a casual
Right.
beverage every now and again.
Right.
And just being here 45 years and all the relationships that I've
Sure.
done in the last 45 years, it's definitely helped here in Denton. It helps in Louisville a little bit too, but that's trying to now create those.
Yeah. Those same kind of
yeah,
relationships
right,
down
exactly.
there. Yeah.
Bit of that uncharted territory
Yeah,
venturing
sure.
into.
Luckily, it's not too far away.
Well, don't get out there too far and
No,
go anywhere.
no.
You guys are a Denton treasure for sure in what you're doing, and now that you've got Dan's, like it's got all that history too, but it's Denton doesn't like change. I mean we saw that kind of when Harris House was changing their little ownership. I mean a little flare up there. It's like these things can work, right? And I think they'll be successful there too, the new owners. But we don't like our change, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah, change is hard. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, especially when change is hard and you have social media now. That's
Amplifies
it
it,
can
yeah.
amplify
A fire
real quick.
starts real
Yeah,
quick.
Sure.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Well, what do you see for downtown Denton in the next 10 years? I mean, to continue to grow, we die off here. What are we doing?
Growth, good things,
Yeah.
a lot of positive.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Moving in the right direction.
hopefully filling up storefronts, getting those all full. Hopefully, maybe the talks about parking garage. I know parking.
Yeah.
Sometimes parking can be a nightmare, but it's a nightmare wherever you go into a larger, I guess, downtown area.
Yeah.
But hopefully those can be on the horizon, and just keep doing what we're doing as far as working together with the community and not try to fight each other and try to be more
Yeah.
business friendly with everybody.
Love it. Well, I have seen that really even more than ever in the last few years as I've gotten involved in what we're doing with the fine arts and the way their approach is that community focus and just working with everybody. Like
Right.
it's just like this isn't just us against you or whatever. Everything.
Yeah,
And I know you guys have been operating that way for years. And so I mean, as everybody thinks that way, we're all just going to be happier and more successful, and we're just going to build that much more of a special place. So you guys are so integral to that, and appreciate what you do and how you do it,
Appreciate
how
it.
you go about it. Well, I like to kind of wrap up with any restaurants or bars other than your own, maybe now that you like to give a shout out to that you like to visit in Denton, or that is kind of one of your favorites.
Everyone in this particular area has been, very crucial, and all of us working together and bringing people to this area and being successful. I'm really looking forward to what Cody Smithers is bringing in next door to Dan's too. He's got a new barbecue concept going in there, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I do too,
Smith's
man.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, mentioned Harvest House. Excited about the Harvest House is
Yeah.
still sticking around and going to be here for years to come and become more of a Denton staple. And then you got your great folks over at Hickory Street Lounge,
Josh is
Hoochie's, Just
Yeah.
lost Mike over at Fuzzies, or I'm sorry, at Roosters.
Yeah.
Right.
He's got doing his own thing in Little Elm. But there's a lot of great people in this area. Also lost a key piece to the square, being Suzanne over at Chestnut Tree.
Yeah.
That kind of hurts the landscape of the square, but I think she's excited about what is coming to her for her role and what she's planning on doing.
Yeah, she's got a bright future, and,
Yeah,
and
sure.
certainly sticking around. You know, if anybody wants her food, she's gonna
Right.
make it, bring it to you. So more catering focused, but those are some good ones. Yeah, I'm excited about Smithers too. Like get some good barbecue downtown.
Yeah.
You know, and Juicy Pig's good. Yeah, I mean no knock on, but yeah, I'm excited about.
I'm actually about to go try the Aglio, the pizza place.
Okay. Congress, is that
yeah.
right? Yeah,
Mhm.
I've been there once. It is good.
I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going on Saturday, and then I always
Cool.
enjoy going to Pecan. That's always good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, man, we got so much good stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
To name a few.
Yeah, to name a few, and many more. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you sitting down. You each get a hat, and you're going to have to kind of fight over which one. These are Norman Roscoe hats I like to give out at the end. So if y'all want to fight over which one you take there, but that's a little gift from me for
Awesome.
taking
Thank you. Appreciate it.
taking the time to join. Maybe I need some of your merch
There you go.
to set out here.
Thank you.
and
We'll have to get you one of those East Oak Dangelines hats.
The East Oak Dangelines. That's right.
Maybe.
Well, again, if you for some reason somehow didn't know these guys, now you do. Really excited to get to know you a little bit better, and appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.